Hey guys, we're going to continue our study of the history of East Asia. This is part 2 of 4 of our video series. And in this, we're going to be going into an in-depth study of China. Our goals for today are a brief history before and after World War II. And then we're going to learn that cultural diffusion impacts life in China. Remember, our notes are going to all be underlined. If you don't get it, you need to rewind, stop it, pause it, whatever you need to do to make sure you get this information. Here's a look at China. And just to orient ourselves, we have Russia to the north, Japan to the east, Australia to the south, and over here is the India and the Arabian Peninsula, where Saudi Arabia is. Further west is Europe. China's history begins with dynasties. A dynasty is the family that maintains rule for many years. And rulers come from the same family. So what that means is within a family, your brother, your sister, your son, your daughter, your cousin, your uncle, your second cousin removed, twice removed from your aunt's side, could be the ruler in your family. As long as they have the same bloodline, they can be a ruler. Now, the 3 eras that we need to discuss in China's dynastic history is the early empire, the Imperial Era. Whoa, I freaked out a little bit there. The Imperial Era and the modern era. Let's begin with the early empire. The Emperor Qin was the first ruler to bring all the little pockets of states in China together. Now, what was happening here is kind of a feudal system where everybody was fighting each other. And so we call those warring states. He was the first to bring them together. And he achieved this through ruthless methods. He did a lot of bad stuff to make everybody united. He organized the Chinese society with different things like laws and a simple coin system for paying for things. And then he organized patterns of thought, which talks about Confucianism, which is thinking about life and the problems in life with a moral way of thinking and an ethical way of thinking as well. Qin's greatest accomplishment was connecting all of those protective walls from those little pockets of warring states into one giant Great Wall of China. After Qin died, the Han Dynasty took power. Han kept most of what Qin had already instituted. Now, Han's greatest accomplishment was the building or the implementation of the Silk Road. It wasn't an actual road. It was just a way of traveling between Rome and what is now present-day Beijing. And so he used these pathways and these kind of, what developed into roads with all the people traveling on them. It's just a trade route that connects China to Europe. The problems with this are the Pamir Mountains. This mountain range right here between the Arabian Peninsula and getting into the mainland of what China is really rugged and really steep and dangerous. Another problem is the Mongolian invasions up here. You remember, above China is the country of Mongolia, and then above that is Russia. But the Mongols were really ruthless people, and they would invade and steal and really brutally hurt some of the travelers on this trade route. The success of this Silk Road was that it spread cultures and it spread goods. So it was a great way for cultural diffusion to happen between Europe and China. Let's talk about the Imperial Era. We begin with the Ming Dynasty in around 1350. The Ming Dynasty is known for their art, and the way they presented their art was just beautiful. Now, China began trading heavily also during this Imperial Era with the rest of the world. This is when ships and using the Silk Road were starting to be able to travel easier, and trading became a huge economic boost for China. Now, the modern era, we really track that from 1949 till now. And after World War II, Japan gave China a country called Taiwan. Now, this was a problem because Japan's economy was devastated after World War II. So they couldn't afford Taiwan. They couldn't take care of it anymore. So they gave it to China. And in doing that, several things happened. The political parties within China separated. and they started fighting against each other. And actually a civil war broke out between the nationalists and the communists. As a result of this, the communists won control of China, and the nationalists fled to what is now Taiwan. And they set up there a democratic-style government. And they began calling Taiwan the Republic of China. But I thought China was a Republic of China. Well, actually, Taiwan is the Republic of China. And just to make everything super confusing, skip forward again. They called China the People's Republic of China. And it's a communist nation. Mao Zedong was the first leader of that communist China. Remember, these are your goals for today. You need to be able to tell a brief history of China before and after World War II. You also need to learn that cultural diffusion and need to know how it impacted life in China. Remember, if you didn't get these notes, you need to go back and make sure you rewatch or pause or stop the video where you need to go. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you around.